Every 13 years, something strange happens. Global UFO reports spike, electromagnetic anomalies increase, and researchers notice that patterns are coming up that they can't explain. The number 13 has always been a threshold, the step between life and death, order and chaos, Earth and the unknown. Is it a coincidence or is it a rhythm? Maybe the ancestors weren't so superstitious. Maybe they understood a frequency that we've forgotten. Because when you follow 13 through history, it points to something deeper, a code that connects gods, geometry, and the sky itself. So let's start where the trail begins, the ancient world. Long before 13 was called unlucky, it was sacred. In Sumer and Babylon, 12 symbolized completion, 12 gods, 12 months, 12 signs of the zodiac. 13 came after completion, the step into the unknown, the chaos or transcendence. The Maya built their calendar around 13. 13 heavens ruled by 13 gods guiding the cycles of creation. In ancient Egypt, the soul passed through 12 gates of the Duat before reaching the 13th realm, which is the eternal life. Even in the Quran and the Kabbalah, echoes of 13 appear as the number of mercy, transformation, and the divine unity. So 13 wasn't darkness, it was rebirth. The ancients saw it as the bridge between matter and spirit, a number that opened doors. So then how did something once so sacred become the symbol of fear? To understand that, we need to look at the night 13 turned cursed. Well, the shift began in the West. At the Last Supper, there were 13 people at the table. Judas, the 13th guest, would betray Christ. And centuries later, on Friday the 13th, 1307, King Philip IV of France ordered the mass arrest of the Knights Templar, a brotherhood accused of hearsay, secrecy, and contact with forces not of this world. And that night branded 13 with fear. And from then on, churches avoided 13 steps to the altar, architects skipped 13 floors, and pilots refused Flight 13. Yet in the shadows, secret orders preserved it. The Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, and later the founders of the United States. On the Great Seal, 13 stars, 13 stripes, 13 steps on the pyramid. Not superstition, symbolism. To them, 13 meant initiation, death and rebirth, the journey through darkness into the light. So maybe 13 wasn't cursed by chance. Maybe it was buried. Its real meaning hidden in plain sight. And centuries later, it would start to reappear in the places that we would least expect it, in our skies, in the paranormal pulse that seems to move within the universe itself. For centuries, 13 waited quietly, a forgotten symbol buried in superstition. But then the sky began to speak again. In 1947, when the modern UFO era began over Roswell, the wave repeated itself every 13 years, 1960, 73, 86, 99, 2012, and 2025. Each cycle, there were increased sightings around the world, a surge. Investigators started calling it the 13-year pulse, as if some intelligence was syncing with us or with the planet itself. In declassified Navy documents and Cold War research, there are references to frequency gate 13, a magnetic anomaly where space and time behave strangely, described in the same language once used by the mystics to mark the veil. And when the Majestic 12 document surfaced, the alleged group overseeing UFO recoveries, something was missing. There were 12 names. Some researchers believe that there was always a 13th seat, representing the unseen presence behind the phenomenon, not human, but part of the pattern. In ancient myth, the 13th step meant transformation. In the cosmos, 13 might be the vibration where a consciousness meets matter, and where the unknown reaches back to us. So maybe 13 isn't a number at all. Maybe it's a reminder that the universe hides its greatest truths just beyond what we're willing to fear. 13, the veil number, the pulse of the unknown.